Are you tired or feeling like your coding skills aren't being fully utilized in your current job? Or maybe you're feeling undervalued and underpaid. Either way, the idea is that you want to change your job. And today, I'm gonna show you my exact steps when I'm looking for a new job. As a spoiler alert, this is not a 5-minute trick, so yeah, will involve some work, especially at the beginning. But me, personally, following those steps, I never had a job gap in almost 6 years as a software developer. So let's begin. First step, know what type of job you want. I know, maybe you're a web developer, let's say focused on React with Node.js. So obviously, you're gonna look for a job with those skills, right? Depends, yes and no. First thing is to know from the start if you're looking for a front-end role, back-end role, or maybe a full-stack role. That's really important because you will talk with a lot of people and it's quite easy to say skip to potentially a good position. For example, if you wake me up at 2 AM in the morning and you'll ask me that, automatically I will say I'm looking for a full-stack or back-end role that works with PHP and JavaScript, and as a frameworks, Laravel and Vue.js. And I'm also interested in frameworks like React and Node.js. And done. Now I'm having a short script that works with almost all scenarios. And every time when I'm talking with a new recruiter, I'm sending this message. The next thing is to know if you're looking for a full-time, part-time, or maybe project-based role. That's entirely up to you, what you prefer. Permanent role or contract role. You are looking to be an employer with all the benefits, or you prefer to pay your own taxes, like I do, have no benefits, or depending on the contract, just some, but get more money at the end, remote, hybrid, or on-site. Quite obviously, everyone knows what's better for himself. And salary. You should know how much money you want, or at least you should have a range. Only this area can have its own video, and it depends, but that's something that I always ask before any call or interview. No one wants to spend a lot of time on multiple interviews and in the end to find that the rate is 20 euros per hour when they want at least 60. Unless they have plenty of time and just want to check the market and get some practice on interviews, which can be an idea, but obviously it's not fair to the recruiter who spends a lot of time with you and in the end you don't want a job. But to be fair, it's another discussion. I'm almost done with this boring part and I'll jump to the part that you are waiting for. Where or how can you get a new job? But first, let's do a short recap. So we have the position type, full stack, backend or frontend. Skills, JavaScript with Vue.js and open for other frameworks like React, that's just my example. Type of work, and here we have full-time, part-time or project-based. Contract type, permanent or contract, that is business to business or short version B2B. Location, remote, hybrid or on-site. And salary expectation. And one more thing that I almost forgot is GMT. For some of you that are looking for a remote position, the working hours are quite important. For some example, if you're working from Europe with a company from the USA, the hour difference can be 5 hours or even more, so be careful about that. Now let's jump to the second step. The first impression matters. I heard many who say that it's important to have a portfolio website or a GitHub account. And it's nice to have some projects there. And maybe those things are important for some people. But personally, I don't have those and I never had a problem with all those recruiters that I talk with. And I'm quite sure that the number is over 1,000. I remember at some point people insisted to share some code on my GitHub account. And what I did was to share some print screens and I told them if they want to see some code, I'm also available for a live call and I will show them my local projects. That was all. And this was no problem for them. Now let's talk about the CV, because in this step, that's the key point. That's the thing that places you in top 5 people out of 50 in a selection process. There are plenty of software developers out there with, I don't know, 8 years, 10 years or maybe even 15 years of experience who are struggling to find a good job because of the CV. So the following question. Okay Sebi, I got it. You need a good CV, but how a good CV should look like? Thanks for asking. A good CV should have an easy to read font and clear headings to be easy to follow. You should include only information that are relevant to that job. No one cares that you worked as a nurse or who know what job you had before when you're applying for a software development role. You should be relevant. Another example would be that you have a driving license. Again, no one cares about that, or at least not in this industry. Your primary goal when you're creating a CV is to make it easy to read with a lot of value, because it's quite easy for the employer to get distracted in your 5-page CV with a lot of information that are not relevant. Moving on, the third thing is to use a clear language. And don't try to use too many technical terms, because most likely the person that will read your CV is not a technical person and he should understand what you did for that specific role. Next one, focus on the result you achieved in a previous role, rather than just a list of duties and responsibilities. Here I can give you an example. I have used cache for all the pages and for the search function, versus I have increased user retention rate by more than 50% by significantly reducing page load times by caching all the pages and optimizing search function. Which version do you think is better? Obviously the second one is a better version, because it shows how you helped that company and what result they had from your work. To keep this list as short as possible, I'm gonna give you one more piece of advice. For example, your C++ level is 90% or master 70% of the CSS. What does that even mean? Instead, you can write how many years of experience you have with C++, because 90% of the job description will ask for years of experience with that language. Did you get it there? 90% of the job description? Yeah, moving on. Finally, the third step, where to find job opportunities. First place will be online job boards like, I know, Indeed, Glassdoor, and every website with a similar profile. Now, you already have a great CV. Make an account on those type of websites, upload your CV, and if needed, copy the experience, skills, and education if they have a section for that. And now you can start applying everywhere. Even if they ask for 6 years of experience and I don't know, you have only 4. Maybe there are not a lot of people applying there, or maybe even that company don't know why exactly 6 years. That's their way of saying they want a developer with a lot of experience and not just a junior. Another case will be if they specify that the candidate should know PHP, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, and I don't know, maybe another 5 things, and you only know half of them. It is still a good idea to apply, because in most of the cases that's the ideal candidate, so you should not know them all. And now the second, and in my opinion the most important place where you can apply to get a job, it's LinkedIn. And yeah, I know that you know about LinkedIn, but the truth is most of the people don't know how to use it at its full potential. And I will split this topic in 3 parts. Basic, that's what most of the people do. Middle, and advanced. So let's begin with the first part, basic. You have an account, obviously. Maybe 200 connections, friends, teammates, maybe some recruiters in your list. Your profile is filled with, you have education, previous jobs, maybe some skills, and maybe a profile picture and a cover one. You apply for the jobs from there and you answer to some recruiters only when you look for a new job. That's okay, there are some chances that you'll get a job this way. A big lie for you that you have an account. Second part, middle. Those people have a profile image, all their skills have endorsements, they ask for recommendations from their previous teammates. A nice profile till now, a really nice one. They have over 700 connections. They always answer when they get a message, even if what they receive is not a suitable job for them. They even use the search box for new roles. Drop messages everywhere, I know, comments, likes. Maybe someone with a job will show up for them. Those are active users and they have a bigger chance of getting a job. Nice, really nice till now. But now let's go a step further and jump to the big league. But first, if you're still here, thank you, that means a lot to me. And also, if you like what you watched till now, you can subscribe to my channel and drop a like. Now, let's jump to the third step, advanced, or how I like to call them, pro users. They do all the things that I told you and always work on their network, not only when they need a job. They send daily 20 connections, they are posting there almost every week. Every time when they talk with a recruiter and don't have a job for them, they are asking for a recommendation. There is a chance that that person will be the bridge between you and another recruiter that has an open position for you. They are creating a new post when they are looking for a new job, and also they are using that filter, if you know about that, that says open for work. even that one helps you a little bit. Here is not a magic trick that you can do and all the right jobs come to you. It's about how every small change or action that you take gets you closer and closer to that dream job that you're looking for. I told you earlier that I talk with over 1,000 recruiters till now, but how? Basically, as a premium user, I have access to many other features on LinkedIn, and I won't lie here, it's not cheap, but for me, it's a long-term investment, because with a good network, you can always get a high-paid job when you're in need for a change. With LinkedIn Premium, you have access to Sales Navigator, which is an application a bit more advanced, where you can filter for the recruiters only from a specific area. Drop them messages like email messages, even if you're not connected with them. Reach people with an open profile. So basically you're sending a lot of messages to people that may have a position for you. That's at least how I'm building my network day after day. And every time when my contract is ending, I can easily find a new one with a similar rate or even higher. I know what you're gonna say. Everything sounds good, but that's a lot of work for me, and I don't think that I can do that every day. That was exactly my same thought when I first started. But I can give you a last tip for that. You don't need to spend an hour daily to do it yourself. As an alternative, you can use a Chrome extension like Text Expander, where you can create some templates, let's say connect message or email message. And also, if someone told you that they don't have a job for you, that's no problem. You can create also a template for that case. Let's say keep in touch message, and there you're gonna write something like got it. If you know someone that may have a role, please let me know. Thanks for the reply and have a great day. And that's all. You don't need to spend 20 seconds thinking about a message. And I know that's not a lot of time, but when you are talking with 30 people every day, yeah, can be a lot of work for you. I personally take all the process one step further in terms of automation, and from 60 minutes every day only to reply and sending messages, it takes me about 5 minutes. But that's a topic for another video. If I will see in the comments people that are interested in the second part, I will think about it and I will shoot a second part for you guys. Till then, stay safe.